Today, law-abiding citizens, hunters, farmers, sport shooters, and trappers live in fear that technical violations of confusing, ever-changing gun laws will criminalize them overnight. Meanwhile, violent criminals are often treated with more leniency and fewer consequences. In this video, we're going to walk through how we got here, how Canada's firearms laws have shifted from protecting public safety to trapping good people in bureaucratic minefields. Welcome back to the Way to Native Chronicles. Today we're tackling a controversial but absolutely necessary topic: why Canadian gun laws are a legal mess and how a long series of political decisions have turned law-abiding gun owners into criminals by default. I'm going to lay out the facts backed by history and legislation so you can decide for yourself whether Canada's gun laws are about public safety or political control. In September 1995, the Jean Chrétien Liberal government quietly amended Section 91 of the Criminal Code, making simple possession of any firearm a criminal offense. Yeah, that's right. Think about that. From that day forward, if you had a rifle, shotgun, or handgun in your possession without a license, you weren't just in violation of a regulation. You were committing a criminal act. This marked a radical shift. Possessing a firearm, something legal for over a century, was redefined as a crime unless you were granted an exemption. Enter the Firearms Act, Chapter 39, Statutes of Canada. This act created the Possession and Acquisition License, or PAL, as we're also familiar with now. But here's the thing most Canadians don't realize. Your PAL is not a permanent right. It's actually a 5-year amnesty or defense against criminal conviction for possession of a firearm. Your license is not protecting you because you're law-abiding. It protects you only so long as the government allows it. And that's where things get dangerous. On May 1st, 2020, the Liberal government used an Order in Council, an OIC, to prohibit over 1,500 models of hunting and target rifles overnight. They called them assault rifles. That's a lie. Assault rifles were prohibited in Canada way back in 1978. The OIC wasn't debated in Parliament, of course. It didn't go through public consultation. It was a unilateral move made possible by exploiting the regulatory loophole, saying that a gun license is only good until a class of firearms is reclassified by the cabinet. Let's be real clear here. The PAL system was actually created to enable prohibition by regulation. Once a class of firearm is removed from the list of approved firearms, your license no longer protects you from criminal charges for possessing it. And once your license protection ends, because of revocation, expiry, or reclassification, you can be charged criminally, have your firearm seized, and under current law, you'll need a court order to get them back. This is not theoretical. It's what already happened. This didn't start in 2020. In February 1994, the Liberals prohibited half the handguns in Canada, retroactively from December 1st, 1998, when C-68 came into force. Now, with Bill C-21, they're just finishing the job. Now you can no longer legally transfer ownership of a handgun in Canada. That means even though you legally bought and registered it, you cannot sell, gift, or inherit it. Folks, this ends legal handgun ownership in Canada within a single generation. Pam Damoff, Liberal MP, once said, "Gun owners are law-abiding until they're not." What she says is true, but not in the way she thinks. The truth is, you are law-abiding only so long as your license is valid and your firearm isn't suddenly reclassified by bureaucrats or politicians. Once either of those things change, your law-abiding status ends, and you're now a criminal. You used to have protection. Section 337 of the Criminal Code stated that when your property is seized by a federal agent, it must be returned on demand. But in 2008, the Liberal government quietly repealed that protection. Didn't notice it, did you? Now, when your firearm is seized, you can't simply request its return. You need a judge's order, and that means time, money, and legal risk. The Canadian Firearms Safety Course Manual, the one you study to get licensed, is not even being updated to reflect recent changes to the law. It doesn't explain how to legally transfer non-restricted firearms in today's environment. It teaches rules that no longer apply. The Firearms Act allows for bureaucrats to attach conditions to licenses, authorizations, and permits. These conditions are not laws passed by Parliament. They're regulations made by unelected officials, and if you violate them, you can be charged criminally. This means that you can end up with a criminal record, not for committing a violent crime, no, but for violating a paperwork condition changed perhaps without your knowledge. Folks, these are non-violent, non-victim administrative infractions, but they carry criminal penalties. The Criminal Code was designed to protect society from harm. As stated in the Dreger legal treatise, the Criminal Code is meant to cure a mischief in society, not create one. But Canada's gun laws now do exactly that. They create criminals out of citizens who have harmed no one, simply by shifting regulations and removing protections. Canada's firearms laws are no longer about safety. They are about compliance, control, and criminalization. We desperately need a total rewrite of the law. One that's clear, one that's understandable, and built on justice, not technical traps. Gun owners, police, judges, and lawyers alike are frustrated with a system no one fully understands. And that's a recipe for injustice. Well, that's all I have to say for today. If you found this video helpful or eye-opening, please hit like, subscribe, and share this video so it reaches as many Canadians as possible. And leave your comments in the comments section too. It all helps get this distributed more widely. You can also use the Super Thanks button and the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description if you'd like to contribute to this channel, because everything you pay here goes straight into creating more content like this. So this is the Way to Native Chronicles again. And until next time, God bless. Hunt with purpose, walk with respect. Did you like this video? If you did, I think you're gonna like this one right over here. So check it out. And I appreciate your subscribing if you haven't done so already. Remember to do that while you're watching this next video. Click like, it all helps us out for this channel. Catch you next time.